Good evening, everyone. Will the council please come to order, and will the clerk call the roll?
Anderson.
Present.
Campbell.
Present.
Oliver.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Goodhart.
Present.
Assoff.
Present.
Sutphen.
Here. We will begin tonight with the consent agenda. We have 3 items on the consent agenda. The first is the approval of the town council minutes for March 3rd and March 10th. The second item is a resolution 3C26, a resolution referring to the Planning Commission proposed amendments to the zoning ordinance to regulate retail sales of marijuana as well as tobacco and hemp products. We'll be approving that referral resolution tonight. And the third item is resolution 3D26, a resolution to authorize the reclassification of the code inspector as a code compliance coordinator position in the approved pay plan. And we'll also be approving that resolutions tonight. What is the council's pleasure on the consent agenda?
I move approval of the consent agenda. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Campbell.
Aye.
Oliver.
Aye.
Ford.
Aye.
Goodhart.
Aye.
Assoff.
Aye.
Sutphen.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
The motion passes and the consent agenda is approved. We have no public hearings tonight, but we do have an exciting citizen comment section. So we're going to actually break this up into 2 parts. The first part will be our agency funding request. This is agencies that have previously requested funding from the town of Blacksburg, and I think we have 16 signed up or who will be represented tonight to speak. Limit your speaking time to 3 minutes, state your name and what agency you're representing, and direct your comments to the town council. We'll do that first, and then after we've concluded the agency funding speakers, we'll then go into the regular citizen comments, and that can be about any topic in the town of Blacksburg. So we'll go ahead and open up citizen comments on agency funding requests. So who would like to go first?
And when you come up, if you have a PowerPoint, let me know, and let me know which agency you're from, and I can pull the PowerPoint up.
I'm Susan Hansen, representing the Blacksburg Master Chorale, and the reason I need to go first is that I have rehearsal tonight. I need to get there. So we have requested funding once again for scholarships. As you know, the economy has sort of become more shaky than it had been, and we have a number of really good singers, both adults and children, who cannot afford the membership fees. There are membership fees of approximately $100 per semester, plus the cost of purchasing the music. So that is what our request is for. But I'd like to let you all know, and we have distributed the brochures for our upcoming concert, which is going to be fantastic. Now, last year, I probably maybe bored you a little bit with a tape of what we were rehearsing with the orchestra of Virginia Tech. We were doing the Mozart Requiem. This year, we are not doing a major work, but in many ways, what we are doing is very major. Our music director, our artistic director, our conductor, Dwight Bigler, has composed music to 3 of the poems of Nikki Giovanni. And we will be performing them April 25th and April 26th. This is almost our 40th year of performing. It is the Children's Chorale 20th anniversary of performing, and on the 26th of April, we will both be performing. But the 3 poems of Nikki Giovanni are just so emotional, and the music that was composed is a combination of rhythm, of blues, of jazz, of salsa. It's incredible. And I need to get to rehearsal because it is difficult music to learn. So that is our request. We requested $2,500 for scholarships only. We have members of our chorale who are traveling. Well, I must say, 85% of our membership is in Blacksburg, but the other surrounding counties and towns, we have a family coming from Floyd. The cost of gas alone is prohibitive for them. We have people from Giles, we have people from West Virginia, but that is our request for scholarship money for those who are unable to put it forth, but who love to sing and who have excellent voices. So, thank you.
Can I ask a quick question, ma'am? Can I ask, does the scholarship also help the children's chorale?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Is the scholarship also available for the children's chorale members?
Oh, yes, yes. About half of the half of the scholarship money that we provide goes to the children's chorale, and the other half goes to the adults. We have one family in the children's chorale. They have 3 children in the chorale, so that's a big expense for them. It certainly does apply.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Sorry, I didn't ask. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have to get to rehearsal.
Best of luck. We are still in citizen comments about the agency funding requests. So.
Thank you. I'm Wendy Baldwin. I'm the Executive Director of the Imagination Library of Montgomery County. And as you know, the Imagination Library provides free books each month to children from birth to age 5. And Dolly Parton covers the administrative cost and actually mails the books. And the state pays half the cost of the books. It's a great arrangement. Enrollment is going well. We have 2,228 children currently enrolled, and 755 have been enrolled but have aged out. So in these 2 years, 34% of them have a Blacksburg address. In the 2 years we've been doing this, we have had mailed in the county 43,500 books. So enrollment is very varied. We go to low-income housing, we go to the Christmas store, we go to Steppin' Out, we go to Solstice, and many, many others, and it's been successful. Each month we get billed for the books based on how many children we have, so we have developed a diverse funding stream. We have hundreds of dedicated individuals, businesses, civic groups, local government, thank you, and we write grants. So last year we had a fundraising festival, first time any of us had done that, and you have a flyer in your handouts there for this year's, which is May 30th at the Blacksburg Library. We hope to see everybody there. We're an all-volunteer organization. 97% of donated funds go to the purchase of books. And since children, though, stay in the program for years, each year we start with commitments because we have been carrying kids from age 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Your support has been very helpful for us. The funding you gave us last year, $3,500, paid for 2,700 books. And each month, when the books are mailed out, we acknowledge a donor on the book. Your month was August, and we have the August books here if you'd like to take a look at them. The Dolly Parton Library has had a research project and basically the findings are just out, and they show what we all suspected. Kids who are you have a handout for that. The kids who are in the program are more interested in reading, are more likely to initiate reading, and are more likely to join in when there's reading time. What surprised me in the findings was the positive effect on caregivers. The caregivers, the parents, grandparents, who were involved in the program were also more likely to initiate reading and more involved with their children. So what's different this year? We went, elementary school back to school night was a hit the first time we did it. But this year we went to all schools. We enrolled 90 children that night, and we had to double our number of volunteers because back to school night is all on the same night. Also this year, we've received awards for community service and from the Chamber of Commerce. And while it's nice to get awards and it's nice to see the numbers, what's best is when we go out and you talk to parents who have their children enrolled and how much they love the program and how much their children love the books. So we feel like we've done a lot, but we have a lot more to do, and we hope we can have your help in doing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Deborah Kennedy, and I'm the Executive Director of the New River Community College Educational Foundation. And so thank you for this opportunity to come before you tonight. I am here on behalf of the Educational Foundation to request the town's continued commitment to the Access to Community College Education program, better known as the ACE program. We're seeking $50,000 for funding for this year, and believe it or not, we are in the 9th year of ACE in Montgomery County. What the ACE program does, it provides college access to students, removes financial barriers for their families, and it really supports community and economic development. Student accountability is at the heart of the program. Students must maintain a GPA requirement to continue in the program. They also must repay the tuition for classes in which they withdrew or were unsuccessful, so there's accountability there as well. But probably one of the biggest impacts is the 80 hours of community service that they are required to do each year that they are in the ACE program. And it really, I believe that the program delivers a direct benefit to the town, to the students and the families within the town. For the upcoming funding period, we're anticipating second-year ACE students from the Blacksburg High School class of 2025, at least 35 students, and from the class of 2026, we're expecting a minimum of 60. Right now, we have 117 applications that have come in, and these are completed. They've done everything that they need to do up to this point, so it'll be up to them to accept when we send out that information here pretty soon. And it really represents a diverse cross-section of your community. It is really students for whom the financial barriers would have been such that the thought of going to college might not have ever been on their radar or felt that that was a dream that was within reach. One of the biggest impacts we see of the students, not only in the ACE program, but who attend New River Community College in general, by and large, they stay in the communities and where they were raised, and they continue. They're your future taxpayers, they're your future business leaders, council members, and so for New River alone, 80% of our students stay and reside in the area, and that supersedes the national average as well. So what the $50,000 is requested for, it will be used universally, totally, to be able to cover tuition costs for students. There's no overhead nor administrative costs that are associated with it. And so what I feel like the town, we make this request of other localities as well. That tells our region that our leaders are in support, and it just provides stability and continuity, and students don't have to worry that ACE is going to be there for them next year. High school freshmen know it's going to continue to be there for them. And we know that the ACE program works. We have seen it in action now for 8 years, entering into our 9th year. And I really feel that it aligns with the town's goals and what you all are looking for as well. And I think approval of this funding request represents a continued commitment to education. It is as a cornerstone of just a thriving and inclusive, education-minded town of Blacksburg. So thank you. Any questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Fern Michella. I'm the president of the board of directors of the New River Land Trust. And there we are. I want to start off, let me introduce John Eustace, who is our executive director.
You want me to click?
Yeah, sure, you can click. We'll do it together. I want to start off by saying thank you to the town of Blacksburg for your longstanding and ongoing support of our mission and our work. We're a local community service organization dedicated to preserving the rural landscape and heritage of our region. Over the past 24 years, we've worked with 277 stakeholders to conserve 59,000 acres of forest, farmland, open spaces, and historic places in the New River region. We have a number of areas of focus. I'm only going to mention a few of them. First and foremost is the legal protection of land in perpetuity through the creation of conservation easements. And related to that is outreach and education of landowners to help them understand the value and benefits of conserving land, and to our youth to help them gain a better appreciation of the natural environment and the importance of conservation in this region. Another area of focus that I'm just going to mention, it's been a big point for us over the past few years, is expanding public access to nature, most notably through the development of the Brush Mountain Trail System. In partnership with the town of Blacksburg, we have constructed 16 miles of wooded trails on Brush Mountain. We have another 6 miles planned over the next few years. And this trail system has really become a local treasure for nature enthusiasts, not only locally, but beyond. And I just think is a wonderful example of the partnership between our two organizations. We also work with and partner with other like-minded entities, both local, regional, and national. In 2026, we hope to partner with the Nature Conservancy on a large carbon sequestration project that will benefit our region directly as well as beyond. We've worked with the Cornell Lab of Ornithology to improve bird habitat, other organizations to improve aquatic habitat along the North Fork of the Roanoke River. We work with U.S. Fish and Wildlife, the Virginia Outdoor Foundation, and pretty much anybody who wants to work with us that is passionate about conservation. So we thank you for your ongoing support, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in the future.
Thank you.
Any questions for me? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Betsy Kibler. I'm representing the Blacksburg Community Band. This band started in 1989. I don't know if you know that, but Ed Schwartz was the leader, and actually the town of Blacksburg really got it off its feet. There were 15 members back then. There's over 100 now. We have a great band. I'm not kidding. It's gotten a lot better. I've been a member for over 20 years, so is my husband. We play euphonium. Anyway, the band is all volunteer. We pay no dues, with no auditions. They just come for the love of music, really. We do have expenses. We have monetary intakes only from our fund drives and our donations from corporate donations, and also for anybody, you know. And we do collect collections after our concerts. We have 8 concerts a year, so that's where we get income. Anyway, our expenditures are between $12,000 and $15,000 a year, and that includes a climate-controlled storage place where we can keep our instruments and our music, and then just a lot of things: the licensing fee, the what's the word I want? Insurance, you know, for the instruments and the music. Anyway, there's a lot of expenses, believe it or not. We do have a foundation scholarship that we give to high school, mostly seniors. It's usually $500 a piece, and we have been giving 2. This year we gave 3 because they were such good kids. They were pretty close on our, anyway, we did 3 kids this year, and it's just great. They use it for college tuition or instrument repair, or some of them wanted lessons. Anyway, it's been good. But we do have a permanent endowment on our Founders Foundation now, which is really great. So anyway, that helps us. The purpose, we play for the love of music. We really do. The concerts are fun, and we just play for people, for the enjoyment of music. We have 8 concerts. We play at Warm Hearth. We play in the Henderson Lawn thing in the summer. We play at Smithfield. We're playing at the Roriton Fish Fry, which we've done for years, and the 4th of July concerts. It's been good. We thank you for your help. We really do, and we appreciate any amount of money we can get. I just wanted to put a little thing on my end. We have a pipe dream that we'd like to eventually buy our own music rehearsal and concert hall. We've talked with the Parks and Rec department. It's just a pipe dream right now, but we've been bumped from a concert from the Blacksburg High School because they were busy. We couldn't fit in. So anyway, that's a pipe dream. But thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. What?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Town Council. My name is Patrick Malloy. I'm a Blacksburg business owner and current volunteer board member for the Wonder Universe, a children's museum, a nonprofit children's museum located here in the New River Valley. It's a pleasure and a privilege to stand before you this evening representing Wonder Universe as we seek to reestablish our partnership with the town of Blacksburg. As some of you may know, the Wonder Universe provides hands-on STEAM learning opportunities, early childhood education, and inclusive play experiences for families in the New River Valley. Despite our location just down the road in Christiansburg, the museum serves between 7,500 to 10,000 Blacksburg residents annually. Our membership data indicates nearly 40% of our visitors each year reside in the town of Blacksburg. Over the past 2 years, the museum has hosted field trips for local Blacksburg schools, including Gilbert Lincas and Harding Avenue Elementary Schools. The museum creates year-round tourism and economic activity, as well as provision of affordable access for underserved families. We have served nearly 3,000 children through our reduced-cost admission initiative, Museums for All, which provides free or low-cost admission for children receiving public assistance benefits like SNAP and WIC. Funding from the town will support sustained operations as the museum continues to scale up educational programming and outreach in 2026. Specifically, the museum intends to utilize prospective funding to expand hands-on STEAM exhibits, continue outreach to Title I schools, increase and expand museum accessibility for neurodiverse children, and expand program materials and educational content. Some examples include partnering with the University of Virginia's Comprehensive Cancer Center to incorporate their Sunbeatables program into the museum, partnering with Virginia Tech's Rhizome to create educational scavenger hunts for children at the VT Duck Pond, the Huckleberry Trail, and Pandapus Pond, and developing standards of learning for each of the exhibits currently in the museum. The museum provides direct benefits to the town through attraction of regional visitors to downtown businesses, creating jobs and volunteer opportunities for the citizens of Blacksburg, and providing support for working families with dependable educational programming and recreational opportunities, especially during the winter months. As a nonprofit institution born within the town of Blacksburg, we are committed to serving the community of Blacksburg, the NRV, and beyond. Together, we can invest in the future of Blacksburg's children and uphold the standards our community strives towards. For these reasons, Wonder Universe respectfully requests support from the town of Blacksburg to continue delivering high-impact educational and community services to local families. Thank you all for your consideration.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Scott Bailey. I lead the Blacksburg Refugee Partnership. Very happy to get this chance to speak with you. I think Blacksburg Refugee Partnership is one of the best examples of what a kind and welcoming community Blacksburg is. I could spend the whole meeting and much more giving you examples of that. We today are supporting 15 families who came here as refugees in one refugee program or another. All but 3 of those families are led by single mothers. They include 6 members of an elite Afghan military unit that was all female, did incredible heroic things. We received the John McCain International Award for National Security. One person who was credited with saving the life of a U.S. ambassador. One woman who was a prosecutor in Afghanistan who prosecuted Taliban who had been accused of domestic abuse. they're all incredible people with incredible stories. And Blacksburg has been very kind and welcoming and really helping them resettle. I think we've done very well, and the families are all doing really well, and it's a real testament to what Blacksburg is like. I don't think in the 10 years we've existed that we've come here asking for funds before, but this year is different. Of the families we're supporting, 11 came in during the Biden administration, and as you know, the government has decided to go back and review all refugee families who came in during that period, whatever their status is now. They're all going to be reviewed. They have to redefend whether they're here for a valid reason and whether there's any danger for them to be sent back. We don't know how any of that's going to play out. We don't know when our families are going to be met with. We don't really know. We've put together a team of lawyers and other immigration experts from around the state. We've been talking to them roughly monthly ever since this new executive order came out to ask if our people have a danger. And of course, nothing is certain. We don't know what's going to happen or when they will be reviewed. But this team we put together all agree unanimously that there is a danger. If our families are reviewed, who knows what can happen. If you read the documents very carefully in executive orders, they specifically target Afghans the most. And all but a couple of our families who came during the Biden administration were Afghan. So we're very worried. The town has been great to us over the years. We do have the money, we think, to resettle them. We even won a grant from the Secretary Society to give scholarships to the military women. So in that sense, we're kind of okay. But we're asking your help this year to help us pay for the resettlement costs. Some of the rents for people who need it. Again, these are single moms trying to resettle. That's not easy. They got to learn English, all that. But we need to be prepared for legal fees. We don't know what's coming up. And we expect the town will continue to be generous to us, but we have expenses that we can't even begin to estimate what's going to happen. So we're asking your help with the resettlement costs so that we can be better prepared for the legal fees we may encounter. And again, I can't tell you specifically what's going to happen. We're worried. The families are incredibly worried because they don't just hear news from CNN. They're hearing it from their own sources and other refugees from around the country. They're terrified. They're terrified to do anything or go anywhere. We have one poor woman engaged, but she can't travel to see her fiancé because she's afraid of going through the airport and what might happen there. It's a really terrible time, and we're just asking your help. It's unique in our history. We haven't done this yet, but this is where we are. So thank you for listening, and we're grateful for all the support. This community has been incredible. I could spend hours explaining that. Thank you.
So much.
Good evening, everyone. While Mark's looking for that, I'm Debbie. I'm from the Blacksburg Farmers Market. And tonight, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to really present and to share with you how we're serving our community and to support our funding request. How do I do this thing?
Hit that button again. There you go.
Okay.
The sideways button. There you go.
There it is. Oop, I used up a lot of my time too. Okay, so I'm going to focus on how we serve our community most importantly tonight. So we bring producers and consumers together by cutting out the middleman. We support our local farmers and sustainability. It promotes sustainability. We serve as a popular community gathering place. We stimulate our local economy and act as an incubator for small businesses here in our community. We increase access to fresh local food, which equals a healthier community, and we contribute to the vitality of downtown Blacksburg. So you can see here, you probably recognize some of these smiling faces. Throughout the year, we support over 40 small businesses, including farmers, value-added, and craft vendors at the market. So how do we contribute to the vitality of downtown Blacksburg? Well, we serve as a weekly community gathering place throughout the entire year. We have a focus on local musicians and art and event. We have worked very hard over the years to create a robust music budget so that now all musicians are being paid instead of volunteering their time at the market. We have over 50 musician slots this year. We offer the Vintage Market twice a month, April through November, and we build community partnerships, and we help to grow our local economy, because people who are shopping at the farmers market are not just shopping at the farmers market, they are supporting all of the local businesses around us. So some of our community outreach efforts, we collaborate with Millstone Kitchen to provide produce and fresh food for their Millstone Meals program. We offer free space to our nonprofit organizations in the area who wish to create awareness of how they're serving the community. We provide over 375 volunteer hours for our Virginia Tech students, mostly. And we partner with some of their classes, like their Sustainable Food Systems class, for their group projects. Our biggest community outreach effort is the fact that we accept SNAP, and we offer a dollar-for-dollar match up to $50 using Virginia Fresh Match. So last year, we issued about $28,000 worth of tokens for SNAP and Virginia Fresh Match to be used at the market to help ease food insecurity in our area. The Friends of the Farmers Market raised about $2,700 that will be used this year. Our produce vendors participate in other food programs that assist our residents in need. And last year, we saw 31 new SNAP families at the market, so significant growth. We also created a farmer emergency fund, so farmers who experience natural, unnatural emergencies can apply to the market for up to $2,000. And our annual growth that you can see since 2020, while we've experienced a significant growth, we did experience a slight loss in revenue last year that we believe was caused due to economic uncertainty and some inclement weather that has a negative impact on the market. But along with that kind of growth, with revenue growth, we also experience an increase in cost in expenses. And you can see how that impacted us in 2025. And then last but not least, our community events. We are offering about over 10 community events again this year with some pop-ups that, may pop up. So with that, I want to thank you all very much for your time, for your consideration, and I hope to see you all at the market. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, thanks.
Literacy. Hi, I'm Kareem Khan, and I'm the director of Montgomery Floyd Regional Library. But as it happens today, I'm going to start out in my role as treasurer of Literacy NRV, because Lauren, the new executive director, and the chair of the board were not available. So, I don't think that there's just one slide. I think
Just this one slide.
Yeah, I think so. If you aren't familiar with Literacy NRV helps adults achieve literacy-related goals so they can thrive as parents, workers, and engaged community members. We provide free instruction in reading, writing, math, English language learning, basic computer skills, GED prep, and even professional certifications. Our students come to us with urgent needs, reading work messages so they don't lose their job, communicating with their child's teachers, passing the driver's test to gain independence. We see literacy transform lives, not just for individuals, but for families and for the entire community. In Blacksburg alone, 8% of adults read below a third grade level, and 16% Blacksburg citizens speak a language other than English at home. We love our vibrant immigrant and refugee communities, but access to literacy is key to helping them succeed and contribute fully to civic life. Partnerships here in Blacksburg are critical to our impact. Over the past year, Literacy NRV has held 2 full classes of 20 to 30 students. Those are English learning classes. Small conversation groups of 5 to 6 students each. The Family Reads program, which serves 6 to 10 families. And one-on-one tutoring in both English language and basic literacy throughout Blacksburg. Our partnerships with local organizations like the YMCA, the Blacksburg Refugee Partnership, and Blacksburg Library continue to expand to serve more students. Ultimately, we were able to help over 100 adults from Blacksburg achieve literacy goals. With our Blacksburg partnerships, and with our volunteers and with our students, we're able to create programs that address these fundamental truths. Literacy is not just about reading, it's about filling out a job application, understanding a lease, reading medication instructions, helping a child with homework, and understanding workplace safety. Literacy is a force multiplier. When literacy improves, every organization in the room becomes more effective. Literacy is a workforce issue. Employers need employees who can read procedures and manuals. Workforce pipelines depend on foundational skills, and economic mobility depends on comprehension and dignity. Learners are resilient, capable adults. Literacy gives them access to the lives they are already working hard to build. Our funding reality is that we, Literacy NRV, does not receive federal or state funding. Local government support makes up more than 10% of our budget, directly impacting our ability to offer these programs. Adult literacy changes everything, lifting people out of poverty, lowering healthcare costs, strengthening families, supporting local businesses with a more skilled workforce, and creating new U.S. citizens. Your continued investment means more adults in Blacksburg gain the skills they need to succeed. Thank you for believing in this work and for making dreams come true.
Thank you. I see you're also on the list for the library. Did you want to stay up and we'll reset the clock for the...
Yes, if you could, and I apologize for that. Hope we haven't broken the code of Virginia. So. I am also here tonight to speak on behalf of Montgomery Floyd Regional Library and the Blacksburg Library. In 2025, Montgomery Floyd Regional Library completed a new 5-year strategic plan, and the staff of Blacksburg Library has been working hard to welcome all people to our spaces, services, and resources to build to where the people will be empowered to thrive. We're excited about the success of our new initiatives while we continue to meet the early literacy, reading, listening, and public space needs of a diverse and engaged base of library users. It is with the support of volunteers, our community partners, and our government funding partners that we grow our services each year and continue to achieve high levels of customer satisfaction. During 2025, our checkouts at Blacksburg Library topped 250,000 for the first time since COVID. New library cards were at an all-time high of 3,727, and though we may see fewer visitors in person than in some previous years, our programming brought in over 12,000 attendees to Blacksburg Library. With recent repairs to our community room, door counters, and HVAC system, we are looking forward to a great outdoor season this spring and summer. Using funds from the American Recovery Act, the library worked with Montgomery County to create the Lee and Ray Dessy Story Terrace on the Draper Road side of the library. This new resource provides the library with a platform for children and adult programming and special events. It is also used by citizens for reading and studying in a pleasant outdoor setting. It provides space for us to use that is outdoor space that was lacking in Blacksburg due to the density of our lot and the neighborhood. And it also makes use of a lawn space that was just sitting there pretty but empty. I guess it may have caught on enough that the word library might be worth naming your business after. I would like to thank Blacksburg Library Branch Manager Laura Dobbins and Assistant Branch Manager Beth Newman for growing the library's service and providing support to the library system as a whole. With their dedicated and friendly staff, Blacksburg has achieved a 94% positive customer satisfaction rating so far this fiscal year, based on over 6,334 responses. We appreciate the support of the community and the town of Blacksburg. Whether through the assistance of the town staff maintaining the library's grounds, which was a lot of work this winter, the support of the public safety agencies throughout the year, or your support during the budget process, it is good to know that the town is with us. I thank you for your support, and please do not hesitate to let me or the team at Blacksburg Library know if we can provide any assistance.
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
River Valley Agency on Aging. Good evening. My name is Ray Parks. I'm the Executive Director for the New River Valley Agency on Aging, and I appreciate this opportunity to speak on behalf of our agency and in support of our fiscal 27 budget request, our funding request. This will be a maintenance of effort budget, although it does include a request for a 5% increase to help cover increasing expenses, including a growing demand for meals and also higher costs for transportation primarily. These local funds are used to match state and federal dollars that are allocated under the Older Americans Act and are vitally important to help minimize and in some cases prevent waiting lists for services. I'll call your attention to the slide there just to let you know these core services include programs that support, educate, and advocate for older adults. And we serve adults over the age of 60, and in some cases, individuals with disabilities over the age of 18. So, for example, direct supports are provided through home-delivered meal services, our Friendship Cafes, which is a congregate meal program. We subcontract for in-home homemaker services as well as respite care. Transportation is directly provided and also provided through subcontract, and care coordination services. For education, one of the primary things we do is offer information and assistance for anybody who walks in, calls in, emails in. They get a live human being to find resources, and very often people don't know about our agency or our services until some crisis hits, either because of caregiving and a sudden crisis with an older adult, or just people finding themselves in need and not knowing where to turn. We have a speakers bureau. We work in partnership with several coalitions in the area, aging in place information and training. And also our annual, one of our signature events is our annual caregiver conference each August at New River Community College, and we invite you all to come out for that. And advocacy is also an important piece of what we do. We work with individuals on option counseling, which is a very intense care coordination services for people with multiple service needs. We subcontract with Southwestern Virginia Legal Aid Society to provide access for older adults to get legal assistance who otherwise wouldn't be able to do that. We have a program called VICAP, Virginia Insurance Counseling and Assistance Program. It gets very busy each fall with the open enrollment Medicare period. We provide unbiased counseling to individuals who are inundated with choices in terms of their Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage plans, and a bewildering barrage of advertisements and insurance companies coming after them. So we offer an unbiased service to help them compare plans, individualize based on their individual needs, and offer them assistance. It saves hundreds of thousands of dollars each year in premiums for older adults. We also house the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program, which is a service that provides patient advocacy in skilled nursing facilities. And then elder abuse prevention is also a signature service, both working in concert with Adult Protective Services and also the Elder Justice Coalition in the region. So these are some of the core services, and just wanted to let you know that they really do make an impact on health outcomes and our clients' capacity to age in place in their homes and in their communities. So I'd be happy to provide any answers to questions you might have.
Any questions?
Do you happen to support any research efforts or anything like that?
We do work through some coalitions, the Aging and Community Coalition. We're working with the Virginia Tech Center on gerontology. I'm on their Futures board, and we have some projects.
Awesome. Great.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
So I've never used this clicker before, so I hope I can do this okay. Do I just press the button at the top?
Yeah, I think the right-hand button.
The right-hand button. Okay. So I'm Sharon Schickering, and I'm with a new nonprofit, and that's called the Friends of St. Luke, Oddfellows and Household of Ruth. we are here as a coalition of community members who deeply care about the preservation of the history and structure of the 1905 Hall in Blacksburg and the legacy of the people who call this neighborhood home. Our mission is to preserve and share the history of the last remaining structure from this historic segregated neighborhood, and we aim to honor the community and its mutual societies through education, engagement, and digital preservation, ensuring that this important legacy is remembered and accessible to all. I'm going to hand you this small bank.
Thank you.
Imagine that small bank in Blacksburg, imagine a child in Blacksburg holding a small savings bank like that one, which is modeled after those created by the Independent Order of St. Luke, with a quote that reads, "Let us have a bank that will take the nickels and turn them into dollars." Now, this small bank isn't just a toy to give to children to play with, but it becomes something powerful. It's an invitation to a child to ask the bigger question: what is the St. Luke Oddfellows Hall, and why does it matter to our town's history? Am I doing this right? Let's see.
I can get it. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Whoops.
I got it.
Okay, thank you. The mission of the Independent Order of St. Luke was to help Black communities by uplifting women, supporting widows, educating children, and building financial independence. And as we're all aware, the building where these ideas took root in Blacksburg still stands today. It's the Oddfellows Hall on Gilbert Street. It was built in 1905, which was just 2 years after the Order of St. Luke chartered the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank. And its goal was to help encourage and finance Black home ownership. The Blacksburg Oddfellows Hall served throughout the early to mid-20th century as the social center of our local Black community, and it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2005. And I just popped the bottom off the clicker, so next person beware. Our new nonprofit, Friends of St. Luke, Oddfellows, and Household of Ruth, was formed to preserve and share this community story with the next generation of Blacksburg residents through education and public engagement that will raise the awareness of the history and significance of this very special hall, and through that landmark, the history of Blacksburg's once segregated neighborhoods and inhabitants as a whole. Our focus is education and community engagement, and we've already been very busy. We've made presentations to both Margaret Beeks and Gilbert Linkus first graders. We've also had a tabling presence at community events, including 2 public events. Oh, I'm out of town, aren't I? Sorry about that.
If you wanted to finish up your thought, that would be fine.
Yes, sure. Including 2 public events at Smithfield Plantation and at Heritage Day at the Montgomery Museum. We also have an online presence through Facebook, curating and sharing information and stories relevant to our mission, as well as producing original content such as a recent piece about segregated cemeteries in Blacksburg and Montgomery County, which was picked up and actually shared by Montgomery County 250 on its own Facebook page. We intend to do more this year, and what we want to do is we want to engage student interns to research the contextual history of our Black community, to engage high school students, challenging them to design, write, and create projects that preserve and interpret the legacy of Blacksburg's segregated community neighborhoods and mutual aid societies. And finally, we plan to host public history programs in collaboration with regional museums, Virginia Tech and Radford University. The measure of a community is the extent to which it recognizes, respects, preserves, and shares all of its history, and it is the goal of the Friends of St. Luke to do just that. Thank you for your patience on my first effort with this technology.
Thank you. We are still in comments about the agency funding requests. Do we have a few more agencies? Yep.
Hello, good evening. My name is Suzanne Gardner. I'm here to represent the Roanoke Blacksburg Innovation Alliance this evening. We're a 501c3 nonprofit focused on supporting entrepreneurs in tech and the biotech economic development space. The town of Blacksburg has been so gracious to support our efforts in the past, and we are here hoping to continue that support as we move forward. To date, RAMP is our flagship program. It stands for our Regional Accelerator and Mentoring Program. To date, RAMP has supported 66 technology and health and life science companies to raise nearly $50 million in the area in capital and create over 950 jobs. We've really focused the last 18 months on bringing in an industry expert to help us continue to raise that capital. So not only are we bringing the entrepreneurs into our RAMP program, graduating them from the 12-week in-residence program, but helping them to secure capital funding after that and secure that funding here, keeping those businesses, those entrepreneurs here within the NRV and the Roanoke Valley. We have an office location here in Blacksburg as well as Roanoke. We are between both valleys every day. And are really appreciative for the town of Blacksburg for this opportunity to share kind of what we're doing. Our goal is to not only keep the entrepreneurs spinning out within this region, but to keep them here. We're really spending a lot of time right now with fellow economic development organizations like Onward NRV, the New River Valley Regional Commission, the Blacksburg Partnership, and soon the Entrepreneur Resource Center at the CRC, which will be having a ribbon cutting here in the next couple of months. So we're super excited to partner with them on a number of initiatives. Within our partnership, we'd love to continue to get the town of Blacksburg visibility on our upcoming events. We do have Demo Day coming up in June. We are actually scouting an NRV location for that event as we speak. So we'll be here in June. We'd love to have the town of Blacksburg support on that event as our entrepreneurs are demoing a lot of the things that they are actually spinning out right now within their companies. And we'd just love to continue the partnership. We've really enjoyed working here with you all and at the town of Blacksburg and the greater NRV community, and we've got a lot of great things on the horizon. So that is our funding request.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lena Schneider, and I'm here representing Live, Work, Eat, Grow, and I'm the executive director there. I have for you all our impact report from last year, so you can get to know a little bit more about our whole organization and some things we're proud of from the past year. But today I'm speaking specifically on behalf of the community gardens and our programs there.
The PDF reader's not working.
Let me just scroll down.
It's like dead.
Oh. That's okay. I can just... So basically, we have 4 community gardens around the town of Blacksburg. Our main flagship garden is on a 5-acre town property off of North Main Street. And then we have 3 neighborhood kind of satellite gardens in town parks. So that's at Wong Park, Cedar Hill Park, and then our newest garden, which opened last year at Heritage Park, of course, on Meadowbrook Road. So across those spaces, we have 124 different plots for families to grow their own food, and we also have 16 plots available for winter cultivation in the solar greenhouse at Hales. So lots of opportunities for families and their extended friends and families to come and grow food, but we also have a number of community-led projects like an apiary, an orchard, a propagation center, and a lot of programs around those spaces that kind of serve the wider community and bring in folks who maybe are on the wait list for a garden plot or can't get their own garden plot, and so there's other ways for people of all ages to kind of interact. You got it, thanks. A couple highlights I just wanted to share from the past year. We're really proud of our partnership with the town and a lot of our other organizational partners, and that helped to restore the solar greenhouse, which reopened for the winter season. We also, of course, had the grand opening of the Heritage Park Garden and a very successful first growing season for those families. And we are also in the process right now of expanding the garden at Wong Park, which is doubling in size, which is going to greatly increase our capacity to serve downtown residents. We had hundreds of different volunteers and attendees to events come out, and just a really robust garden year. We've grown a lot since we started requesting town funds in 2022, and so we've increased our request this year to $20,000. And basically what that's helping us support is maintaining all of our infrastructure, fences and gates and pathways, making sure that all these spaces are really clean and beautiful, free of any kind of debris and invasive species, and just keeping everything maintained. and also compensating full-time staff, which are handling all of the gardeners and their management, making sure they have a successful experience at the gardens, and also running, coordinating all of the programming and everything that goes along with that. And of course, we have lots of tools and equipment that kind of increases our efficiency and our efficacy, but also needs maintenance and oil changes and all of that kind of stuff. So that's sort of the what and the how of the gardens, but I wanted to close with the why, which is gardens make Blacksburg a great place to live. And by preserving these town green spaces and making more recreational opportunities available, we just have a really vibrant space for people that's inclusive. People always tell us they feel really safe and welcomed coming out to the gardens. We have potlucks and events that are open to everybody. So I hope that you all come out to an event. We have all sorts of things going on, and thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we have, yep.
Good evening, Mayor Sutphin, members of council, town staff. I'm Sherry Wyatt. I'm the executive director of the Montgomery Museum of Art and History, and we appreciate so very much the town of Blacksburg's support for the museum and for considering our current request. The Montgomery Museum was founded in 1983, and it serves all of Montgomery County and really the New River Valley as a whole. In fact, 38% of our members have Blacksburg addresses. Support from the town of Blacksburg helps ensure our ability to offer local history and art exhibits, special events, workshops, care for our 20,000 artifacts in our collection, educational programming that is available for all community members. Our work with students is a core part of the museum. This month, we are hosting a Montgomery County Public Schools student art exhibit featuring the work from all of the county's public schools. This gives students the chance to see their artwork displayed in a museum setting where they can celebrate with their parents and teachers and the community. We partnered with the Blacksburg Regional Art Association to provide meaningful awards to these student winners. The museum also serves as fiscal agent for the host site and is the host site for the Montgomery Junior Appalachian Musicians Program, MJAM for short. This program gives young people in Blacksburg and across the county the opportunity to learn traditional Appalachian music from experienced musicians, passing these traditions on to the next generation. We work with Virginia Tech students in several ways. Recently, we were the host site for an Appalachian Studies class project. We often have student interns. We also contribute programming to the Lifelong Learning Institute at Virginia Tech. Among the many popular museum events are the traditional Appalachian music concerts. For more than 3 years, we have held these concerts here in Blacksburg at both the Lyric and at the Center for the Arts. You may know that we moved to our current location in 2022. The grounds at our former location, the historic Pepper House, is still open, and the glorious public garden there serves as a space for recreation, contemplation, and learning. For example, we are hosting a garden workshop series there this spring and summer. Looking ahead, the museum is preparing for the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. We're partnering with Historic Smithfield and Montgomery County staff to offer exhibits and programming tied to Virginia, Montgomery County 250. We are truly grateful for the town of Blacksburg's support and the arts and history opportunities for students, families, and the broader community that support provides. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer questions if I can.
Questions? Thank you very much. I think we have 2 more agencies on my list. So.
Good evening. I am Ann Castle, president of the Blacksburg Partnership. And to begin, I'd just like to thank the council not only for the funding you've provided this year and your consideration for 2027, but also just the integral role you have played in funding and support of the Blacksburg Partnership throughout its history. The partnership is now over 20 years old, and the town continues to play an active and integral, important role in the organization on a daily basis. So we are appreciative of the many ways that this funding enables our work, but also many town staff, council members, and citizens in a variety of roles that we are able we're able to work with and engage with in the process. Town funds also leverage additional dollars from Virginia Tech and the business community that are critical to us. All of those are directed towards the partnership's vision of making Blacksburg a vibrant place to live, work, learn, and play. And the partnership's mission describes the organization as a catalyst for economic development by convening and collaborating with strategic partners, advocating for regional initiatives and enhanced business climate, and promoting the area to businesses, visitors, students, and residents. And with 3 minutes, I will just hit on 3 quick examples related to our request. We remain particularly excited about the work that we're doing with retail strategies and all that that entails. We're now in year 3 of the initial contract, which would not have been possible without the town's support. And as we work through the 5-year strategic action plan, which has a vision to strengthen and grow Blacksburg's marketplace across all retail districts, we want to fully leverage the new branding work that the town is engaged in and has authorized, as well as all of its associated messaging, to create a much more expansive, inclusive, and modern digital presence for Blacksburg. And for the partnership, that will involve a significant expense in the overhaul of the Step Into Blacksburg website and the associated technology that accompanies that. We also anticipate there will be associated printing needs just to complement the plan overall. Talent recruitment, retention, and community connection are always a priority for us, and our sponsorship of the Blacksburg Young Professionals Organization continues to create opportunities for young professionals to more effectively connect with and meaningfully integrate into our community. And we have also learned a lot by working with that group. And so in a similar vein, if this request is granted, we'd like to bring several of those concepts together and some of the things we've learned to launch a program called Blacksburg 101 that would share information with new Virginia Tech students and their families to better connect them with local businesses and also the community overall. And this would complement programming that goes on in Virginia Tech's Family Weekend or other similar campus events, but it would be produced by local organizations in terms of the content and then coordinated by us. And last but certainly not least, as the fiscal agent for NRV Passenger Rail, we continue to work alongside the Virginia Passenger Rail Authority and the New River Valley Station Authority to prepare for the return of passenger rail service. 2027 is now just around the corner, and while we can practically hear the train a-comin' at this point, we still have very important advocacy and planning work to do before service officially begins. So this request would allow that branding work to really broaden and be fully leveraged in multiple ways, create new and refreshed resources to support retail recruitment efforts, outreach to new students and residents of the community, and even the new train travelers who will be here sooner than we think. So again, thank you all so much for being such wonderful, long-standing investors in the Blacksburg Partnership and great partners to work with. We really value the town's ongoing participation in all that we do. And if you have questions now or that arise as you consider the request, please feel free to be in touch.
Any questions? Thank you very much. I have on my list one more. Yep, that would be you.
I'm happy to go last because that was the way it was when I was in elementary school. I'm jealous of you, Susan, really. Is the clicker working?
Should be, yeah, the right button.
Right button? Okay. I was thinking because there are new members to the town council that I'd just like to briefly contextualize exactly where our project fits at the local, regional, and national levels. So first, it's important to recognize that ours is a professional orchestra. Professional orchestras consist of musicians for whom this activity is their main source of income. The number and length of our rehearsals, as well as the question of wages and incidental fees, mileage, pro diem, all of those sorts of things, is something that we worked out collaboratively with our musicians. All of this is in support of our mission, which is to put a spotlight on a neglected repertoire, which is our own music of the Americas. This is not to say that other orchestras never perform this kind of music. They do from time to time. But for us, this is our only focus. And it's amazing because in today's environment, we have seen how this music really serves to bring us together. Second, professional orchestras operate across the nation irrespective of how many people live in a given community. In fact, we've identified dozens and dozens of them, and in towns smaller than Blacksburg. There's two here on the screen. The Bryan Symphony Orchestra, kind of representative of the median, but then there are much, much smaller towns that support chamber orchestras, that support orchestras. And it's also important to note that not one of these is a chamber orchestra. We are 17 members plus me, 18 people. We're a chamber orchestra. But in all of the instances that we've encountered across the nation, these are full symphony orchestras. That is, they are 50 to 80 players. And, give or take, they perform at least 4 concerts per season. Third, there are measurable benefits that accrue to the communities where professional orchestras exist. There is, of course, the economic impact and the educational impact. We particularly like the third one, of course. In short, the hard work has already been done. Our orchestra exists, and the players love being a part of it. Indeed, they see this not just as a gig. That's what we call just an odd job in music, to play a wedding or what have you, but more so as being part of an organization that has a very special and unique mission. So I brought in these other examples as a way to suggest that the missing element here is the extent to which our town is willing and able to contribute toward our success. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Now, that was all that I had on my list for public agency funding requests, but have I missed anyone? Is there anyone here representing a public service agency or nonprofit that's requested funding? Yes. Okay. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and open it up to any citizen comments. These can be comments about any topic of your choosing involving the town of Blacksburg. Please speak at the podium, state your name and address, direct your comments to the town council, and limit your speaking time to 3 minutes. So we're now open in citizen comments.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Town Council. ICE has been moving with impunity through our country for the past 12 months, and change does not start just from the top. Multiple New River Valley community members have been detained without due process right here in our own communities, including a VT student and community member. These actions and behavior challenge our way of life and threaten the safety of our community. We are here to strongly urge you to, 1, prohibit ICE and other law enforcement agencies from concealing their identities using face masks or unmarked vehicles, and require officers to display their badges. 2, codify state executive orders banning 287G agreements, which allow local law enforcement to act as ICE agents. 3, prevent town agencies from, in absence of a court order or judicial warrant, from A, collecting information on citizenship and immigration status, and B, collaborating with or sharing personal information with ICE. And 4, prohibit ICE from using town-owned property as staging locations for raids. Again, I reiterate, ICE's actions prove to be a clear threat to our way of life and threaten rule of law here in Blacksburg and the New River Valley community. This is about how we can help a community which we love be the best it can be. The diversity in our community is what makes it rich. No one human is legal, and every human being deserves respect and to live in dignity. We cannot rip families apart. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you to rectify these issues and to protect our community. And I have sheets with our
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Would you mind stating your name and
Yes.
address, or whether you live in Blacksburg? Would be
My name is
fine.
Madge Hutchison, and I'm a Virginia Tech student.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Would anyone else like to speak during citizen comment?
Liberty Lane, Blacksburg. Hello, my name is Tiffany. I'm a student here at Virginia Tech, and I come in support of the demands presented to you guys by the Anti-ICE workshop here in Blacksburg. As a student at Virginia Tech, I've seen firsthand how wonderful the community can be and how welcoming they can be to newer students, older students, Blacksburg community residents. But over the course of the past 2 years, it's been very evident that the presence of ICE has had a deteriorating effect on students, not only thinking about their own livelihoods here in Blacksburg, but having to think about their families back at home who don't reside in Blacksburg necessarily. And it's so important that we put these demands in motion, for not only for the sanctity of the students here in Blacksburg who have their own concerns about being profiled by ICE agents, but as a stand towards immigrant communities here in Blacksburg as well. It's so evident that this sort of policy is needed. There's room for it, and if you guys have the power to implement it, I don't see, honestly, why not. If it brings support to families, neighbors, friends, support systems here in Blacksburg, it should be done. When the student last summer was taken, I had the responsibility from my community to reach out directly to their family. That was devastating in of itself, having to hear firsthand from his mother, his father, his sister, his wife, about how they've lost someone important to them in their community. Right now, we need safeguards, we need protocols in place in the case where ICE presence does increase. That is something that my community has been most concerned about and something that they want to get done here in Blacksburg. So I really do urge you all to read the paper that we just gave you. And yeah, we want to get things in motion for this. We want our communities here to feel safe and to thrive. So thank you.
We are still in citizen comments. Would anyone else like to speak in citizen comments?
Hello, my name is Abril Carranza Martinez. I am a student here at Virginia Tech. To give a bit of background, when Trump was elected in 2016, my friends and I were scared for our families who we thought would be deported. I remember vividly breaking down into tears like the rest of my friends at the lunch table, not knowing if we would be deported. My parents, like many immigrant families, are hardworking, doing manual labor 6 days a week, or working nearly 12 hours a day. My parents are documented, but many others did not have that luxury that we had. And for years, undocumented families have been subjected to cruel conditions. Today, I carry 2 IDs, my real ID and my passport card. I had to sit down with my parents in October of last year for the terrifying reality that they may have to flee the country in the event that the federal government was putting their lives at risk with my younger brother and sister who have still not left K through 12. Many families have lost, either murdered or disappeared, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, spouses, friends, and more under DHS custody and during inhumane arrests. This is why we ask you to codify the commitments on the paper given so that our neighbors will be protected and welcomed here. Status has never mattered to this administration. It has been about racism and xenophobia that this country and government has been built upon since its inception. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Laura Brown. I live in the town of Blacksburg. And I want to thank you all for serving and lifting up this community. As we heard previously from all the organizations, Blacksburg is a wonderful place to live. Advocating for ICE policy on local level is crucial. Local governments have the power to dictate how federal immigration enforcement operates within their communities, directly impacting public safety, community trust, and the civil rights of residents. We who advocate for such policies would like to ensure local resources are focused on community safety rather than federal enforcement. The Blacksburg Refugee Partnership and Literacy NRV are facing, as Scott spoke to, unprecedented times. We're advocating for unprecedented solutions. We want, in solidarity with local organizations already advocating, we want to continue to check in with those communities. We do not want this work to move beyond those communities we wish to serve. We ask our elected officials to not comply in advance and be proactive in policy protections. Thank you.
Thank you. We are still in citizen comments. Anyone else wishing to speak tonight?
Hello, my name is Rose Griffith. I am a local to Montgomery County, born and raised. I, as of 25, have become a resident of Blacksburg. I currently teach in Montgomery County, early childhood and K through 5. I am very grateful to the students who have come up from Virginia Tech to talk today. Currently, I am here for my students. One of the facilities that I have worked at over the past year had to go ahead and write out policy for if ICE comes to the building. They're afraid. Everyone's afraid, and that's not okay. Our kids don't see differences. They still view the world with such a wonderful lens where they are all equals, and I want them to have a space where they can continue to grow and love and be the wonderful people they can be. That is all, and that is why I hope that this council can enforce policy sooner to keep our students and keep our communities safe.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak in citizen comments? Last chance. Oh, there we go.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Jones. I'm a Virginia Tech student. I've come to speak in support of what has been said already. Look, we've all seen the stories coming out of neighboring states about people being taken off the streets, out of their cars, taken into police custody, held without food or proper access to medications for days on end, no ability to contact their families. Like I said, we've all seen these stories. You hear them every day. If we really care about protecting our community and protecting the people here, the communities of immigrants, the communities of locals, people from anywhere, it is important that we do not comply quickly and easily with this administration and what they're doing. So I would just like to support what has been said and encourage you to really think on this and the people in this community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Baylor Williams. I grew up in Blacksburg, and I also live in Blacksburg today. Y'all have heard of our demands already, but I just want to take a moment to paint a picture for y'all. So I want you to imagine that your phone buzzes, and it's something that you've been dreading, something that you've been worried about for months at this point. And you get the call. You get the call from your kid's school. And over the phone, they tell you your kid never arrived at school. And you have to find out later from grainy cell phone footage that your child was actually taken by ICE, and you're having a very difficult time getting in contact with them. This is the reality that folks are facing. I know through friends that many people are incredibly afraid to leave their homes. They are afraid to even go to the grocery store. They're afraid to go to work. Employers are using the threat of ICE to garnish wages off of their employees because they're able to get away with that using that threat. And the situation, as you all know, is truly dire. So that is why the demands that we have brought y'all today, I think, is the very bare minimum that we should be doing for this. I see that Blacksburg, the slogan of Blacksburg is a special place. And I do believe that Blacksburg is a special place, but I would like us to consider, what does being a special place actually mean? And I think that means standing up for what is right. I think that means even standing up for what is right even when it is hard. And I know it's hard right now, but we can do it. And I would like to believe that the town that I grew up in is a place that would protect its community in this way. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I will go ahead and close public comments. I did have a statement prepared tonight, but first I'd like to thank everyone who came out to speak tonight and for sharing your stories and for showing your passion about this very important topic. Like many of you, I've been deeply concerned about the news reports about ICE activity that's happened around the country. And I think we would all agree that the actions that we've seen in recent weeks and months do not reflect who we are in the town of Blacksburg. So your concerns have been heard and we take them very seriously. The first speaker tonight mentioned 4 specific issues. I did also see those issues on Instagram yesterday, so in case you're wondering why I have a statement ready to go about those 4 specific things, but I just wanted to address each of those if that would be helpful tonight. First, it was mentioned the question of officer identification and the use of face coverings. The Blacksburg Police Department already requires officers to wear clearly identifiable department-authorized uniforms when engaging in their duties, along with body-worn cameras when interacting with the public. There is also currently legislation on Governor Spanberger's desk that would restrict law enforcement officers from wearing most face coverings while on duty and require visible identification, with certain exceptions for safety and specialized assignments. The second issue that was mentioned was 287G agreements and local involvement in immigration enforcement. The Blacksburg Police Department does not participate in the 287G program and does not enforce federal civil immigration law. Our officers cannot and do not detain individuals based solely on immigration status. This has been and remains the town's practice. The third issue that was mentioned was ICE collaboration on the collection and sharing of information. Because the Blacksburg Police Department does not enforce federal immigration law, our officers do not inquire about citizenship or immigration status in their actions with the public, whether that's someone as a victim, witness, or suspect. Furthermore, the Blacksburg Police Department will also not participate in the Federal Homeland Security Task Force that was established by federal executive order. The fourth issue that was mentioned was the use of town property and resources. The town of Blacksburg does not play a role in federal immigration enforcement, as I mentioned earlier. We have not received any requests to use town-owned properties for staging locations, and we have no intention of honoring such requests without court order or judicial warrant. I would also like to note that the town of Blacksburg does not operate a jail or correctional facility. Decisions about any cooperation between Montgomery County Jail and ICE are not within our authority or jurisdiction, but certainly you could speak to officials at Montgomery County about that. More broadly, I want to emphasize that the Blacksburg Police Department is a locally controlled, nationally accredited agency whose primary mission is to ensure public safety in our community. And because Blacksburg is a university community composed of residents from around the world, it is a priority of the town council and police leadership for all of our residents to feel safe and welcomed. We are monitoring developments at the state level, including actions by the General Assembly. I mentioned one of those, and those that are in front of the governor, and we will remain engaged on these issues. We will also continue to listen to our community and ensure that our actions reflect both our legal responsibilities and the values of Blacksburg. So those are some comments that I wanted to share about some specific issues. I certainly, I see the information that you've shared, so we'll take a look at that as well, see if there's anything additional in that. If there are speakers tonight who came to speak as well, feel free to speak to us or to town staff as well, are available to answer questions as they come up. So that is what we have for citizen comments. We do have a few other items on the agenda tonight. We do have one appointment. This is an appointment for Michael Harvey to the New River Valley Regional Commission with a term ending on June 30th, 2027. This is outside of our usual appointment schedule because Our previous representative to that organization stepped down from that role, so we were very fortunate to have Michael Harvey, who's previously served on the Regional Commission, but he was representing Montgomery County instead of the town of Blacksburg, but he is a Blacksburg resident, so we're happy to have him serve in this role. So what is council's pleasure on this appointment?
I move approval of the appointment of Michael Harvey to the New River Valley Regional Commission with the term ending June 30th, 2027.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Oliver?
Aye.
Ford?
Aye.
Goodhart?
Aye.
Cassoff?
Aye.
Sutphin?
Aye.
Anderson?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
The motion passes. Now, unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business on the council tonight? Seeing none, what about new business? Seeing none, council announcements.
I would like to thank all the folks in Montgomery County who came out for the dialogue on race a couple Saturdays ago. There was a really good turnout. I'd like to remind people that the Lyric is now showing movies again, so do come downtown when you can.
Any other announcements? Our next council meeting, our next work session will be April 7th in the Blacksburg Motor Company conference room, and our next regular meeting in these chambers will be on April 14th. And with that, we are adjourned.